The Iraqi intelligence community is a complex system of collecting information, much like the United States' intelligence community. However, because of political turmoil caused by civil wars and the growing regional terrorist organizations, the Iraqi intelligence community has gone through extreme changes that create crucial differences between the two nation-state intel communities.
It's fair to say that when Americans hear about Iraq, they think about the political unrest that has happened over the past couple of decades, especially during the Bush administration.
What do you know about Iraq's intelligence community?
Not much. I don't know. Like, literally nothing.
I don't really know anything.
So why don't we hear about Iraq's intelligence community? I mean, we learn about the KGB or the MI16, but we rarely see or hear about any other intelligence community, especially from the Middle East, like Iraq. So what happened to them? Why don't we hear about them?
Up until the Second World War, Iraq was under complete British control. Everything was run by them, and even throughout the war, the Allied powers controlled the intelligence programs within Iraq. After gaining their independence, the Mukhabarat was formed as the official Iraq intelligence program. This intelligence community was established by Saddam Hussein in 1959 and exercised complete control over Iraq as a police-esque force and intelligence collecting organization.
The KGB had a massive influence on the Mukhabarat, which became an issue for the United States and their allies, especially throughout the Cold War. Throughout their existence, the Mukhabarat watched over government organizations such as labor and youth programs, controlled the Iraqi military, and attempted coups. It wasn't until 2003 that Saddam Hussein was captured and the Mukhabarat was disbanded.
So the problem we had as a group when putting together this project was that there were tons of gaps in intelligence as collected research about Iraq's intelligence community because of the change in regime and the complete disbanding of the Mukhabarat, especially with the rise in the Islamic State and their connection to the intelligence community. Finding information about Iraq had been a challenge. I think the reason there's such a mystery of Iraq's internal government affairs is because of these events that have occurred over the past couple of decades. So in 2004, the CIA reestablished the intelligence program in Iraq and called it the Iraqi National Intelligence Service, headed by Mohammed Shawani. This new intelligence community was set up in a similar way that a branch of the military would be set up. There are multiple directorates that vary in significance and role, starting at M1 and going to M40. Along with these directorates, there is an overarching Director of General Military Intelligence and Director of General Security. The main role of the directors was to be the main military intelligence program for Iraq, to be the internal police force within the Iraq military, and to be the local intelligence collection community to prosecute regime opposition groups within Iraq.
With the U.S. creating the new intelligence community, there is a lot of overlap. To fully examine how these two groups compare, we'll have to look at both the similarities and the differences between the two Iraqi groups, and then compare the new Iraqi intelligence community to the U.S.
The Iraqi National Intelligence Service are similar in that they are both known for being the main intelligence programs in Iraq at different times in the past 60 years. As mentioned before, the Mukhabarat was only in place from 1959, when it was established by Saddam Hussein, to 2003, when the CIA re-established an intelligence program in Iraq. Some main differences between the two intelligence programs are that the Mukhabarat was established by Iraqi leader Saddam Hussein and had complete control over Iraq. The Mukhabarat was responsible for watching the other police networks and controlling the activities of state institutions, the army, the government departments, and non-governmental organizations. The Iraqi National Intelligence Service, however, was established by the CIA and was given the authority to collect intelligence about threats to national security, terrorism and insurgency, proliferation of weapons of mass destruction, and espionage. They are not allowed to interfere with or undermine any legal political party in Iraq, or any citizen based on gender, religion, race, etc. Unlike the Mukhabarat, the Iraqi National Intelligence Service will not have the ability to arrest and detain people.
When comparing the Iraqi National Intelligence Service, INIS, and the Central Intelligence Agency, CIA, there are a couple of main differences surrounding the organizations. 1. The CIA is not militarized.
They have no law enforcement abilities, whereas the INIS was set up to be a militarized police force. 2. The CIA is officially focused on overseas intelligence gathering with only limited domestic intelligence collection, whereas the INIS is mainly focused on domestic intelligence due to the increasing number of insurgent groups establishing power within the state of Iraq. 3. The CIA is just one agency within the United States intelligence community, whereas the INIS is the umbrella organization for different IC departments in Iraq. However, considering the United States helped find the INIS, there are a few similarities. Both the INIS and the CIA have the ability to use military-grade technology. The INIS and the CIA also both rely on humans to collect intelligence regarding their respective goals. And finally, both the INIS and the CIA are heavily involved with nuclear security intelligence, especially throughout and after the Cold War.
While the CIA is significantly more sophisticated than the INIS, if Iraq continues to open to the international community, this intelligence organization has the potential to become more relevant and credible to established institutions. Overall, the shift in the regime has helped the Iraqi government utilize their intelligence community as a force for the people rather than a specific political group.